Hey there, it's Mitzi. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do another book tag, and this one is called the Classics Book Tag, and it was created on a blog called It's a Books World. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. Number 1, an overhyped classic you really didn't like. I didn't like The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I didn't like the writing style. Maybe it needed to be longer because it's almost like a novella. It's a very short story. But I didn't like any of the characters. The main character was just, I don't know, I didn't care for the main character. I just felt that the book was a bunch of people behaving badly. So I did not like that story. Number 2, favorite time period to read about. I think that, well, I love historical fiction, and so, but it really is not a certain time period as long as the story is great. I tend to read a lot of Victorian literature. I'm really excited about October coming up, and I love Victorian literature. Anything from the 1900s to the 1940s, I like that time period as well. Number 3, your favorite fairy tale. I would say Hansel and Gretel was my favorite as a child, and I remember reading all sorts of different retellings of Hansel and Gretel because I loved it so much. I think for me it had all the elements that I love in a story. The deep dark forest, you know, these children are, you know, trying to survive on their own, and they come upon this house made of gingerbread and cakes and cookies. I mean, who wouldn't love a house made of cake? And then inside there's an evil witch who eats children. It just gets better and better. So I would say Hansel and Gretel. Number 4, what is the classic you haven't read yet that you're most embarrassed about? Well, first, I'm not embarrassed about not reading something because there's just too many books to choose from, and so don't ever feel like you should be embarrassed that you haven't read something. But I get the point. For me, that would be David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. I am actually taking care of that right now, though, because I picked up this copy of David Copperfield at an estate sale for $2, and it's in perfect shape. And I love that it also has these beautiful illustrations. Let's see if I can find one. Beautiful illustrations are in the inside. I don't know if you can see that. But I thought it was a beautiful book. I already had this in the black and white Penguin classics. I have a lot of the Charles Dickens in the black and white Penguin paperbacks. I love the feel of those. They're just fun to read. But when I saw this one, I just had to have it. And I love reading in this one. For some reason, it's super heavy. I don't know why. I enjoy it. It's not one I can carry around with me when I'm out and about town. But at home, right before bed, I like to read from this edition. So, David Copperfield. Number 5, your top 5 classics you would like to read soon. So, I'm working on David Copperfield at the moment. The Three Musketeers by Alexander Dumas. For me, that is one I have always had on my list, and I don't know why I have not read it. But The Three Musketeers, I just enjoy the story, or what I think is that story. I've seen many adaptations, and I've always enjoyed those, but I was told that there was so much more to the story, so that's at the top of the list. I also wrote down 1984 by George Orwell. I've never read 1984, and I don't know why I haven't read that, because Animal Farm is like at the top of my favorites, so I don't know why I haven't read 1984. And from what I know of the story, we're kind of in that 1984 feel, so I don't know if I should read it or not. You tell me. Leave a comment if you've read 1984. And then I wrote down The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. And the reason I wrote this down, sure, I want to read it, but again, I found a great copy of The Moonstone at an estate sale, again for $2. I love estate sales. I love, you know, going to thrift stores and secondhand bookshops, and I found this copy of The Moonstone. It's beautiful, and it's old. It's a little yellowed, but the binding's great, and I love the way it lays flat and all as I read it, so I'm excited about this one. And I thought I could read this one for Victober. So I've heard great things about the Moonstone, so I'm looking forward to reading that one very soon. Another one that I could read for Victober if I wanted to, and I've had this copy for a very long time and just haven't read it yet. That is Far From the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy. And the reason I have not read this one yet is because I keep hearing that Thomas Hardy can be a heart-wrenching writer. So I'm not sure if I should start with this one. If you've read any Thomas Hardy, let me know what to start with, and give me a warning about the heartbreakers, because I'm not too sure. I mean, I do like reading those kind of stories, but I don't know how much of that I can take. So that's on my list. And then I wrote down another one I found at an estate sale. This one I got for $1. And it's actually 2 books in this one. But I've wanted to read this for a very long time, and it is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. This copy actually has Maggie Now in it. I don't know what that even is, but a beautiful copy of this story. I thought it was really pretty. But A Tree Grows in Brooklyn has been on my list for a very long time to read, so when I saw this, I thought, okay, I'll give that one a try. Number 6. Favorite modern book or series based on a classic. That's hard because I have not found too many retellings that I enjoy. If I really love a story, it's really hard for me to find one that I enjoy just as much, and I can just compare it too much. So I'm going to just leave that one blank. Number 7, your favorite movie version or TV series based on a classic. That's easy for me. That's Rebecca, and it's the Rebecca that Alfred Hitchcock did a gazillion years ago. I'm not even sure when he did that. But the number 8, the worst classic to movie adaptation, is also Rebecca, and that is the Netflix version. Just recently, they came out with a Netflix version of Rebecca, and I was so excited to watch it, and because again, you know, I love Rebecca, and I was so disappointed. I thought that they just missed the mark. They went a totally different direction with the story. Did not like that version. Number 9, your favorite edition or editions you'd like to collect more classics from. For me, it's the Penguin cloth bounds, and I only have the Bronte set. I received those for Christmas one year, and I really need to add more of those on my Christmas wish list because I love those. This is one of them. This is Wuthering Heights, and these are just beautiful. I love the feel of these. They're just beautiful. And then finally, number 10, an underhyped classic you'd recommend to everyone. I think Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte is underhyped, and I think more people should read it. But Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte is one that I would recommend everyone picking up, and with Victober coming up, that's a great one for that as well. That is all the questions for the Classics book tag. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.